After news emerged that Satya Nadella was dating a woman too far young to be even his daughter, his in-laws took matters into their own hands and confronted the hussy they call Asha Sharma. And this is the message they gave to her. Now we know India is not known for being a country known for its mafioso like Italy or Japan for the Yakuza or China for the triads. No. This is a far more different story regarding Bond. Sarah Bond.
My name is Sarah Bond. My pronouns are she, her.
I must be dreaming.
No, this is just far more reaching than I could ever imagine. I'm going to get into this video today and talk to you about why Sarah Bond didn't take Phil Spencer's job as the Xbox CEO. Oh, no. Say go. But if you end up liking this video today, folks, you know what to do already. Give it a like, smash that subscribe button, and more importantly, hit the comment section below. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with Tom Henderson's The Verge article. I tell you, Tom is a fantastic games journalist. I mean, Kotaku and Bloomberg could take a leaf out of his book, and it's really quite incredible how Tom managed to get another fantastic scoop here. And you're all probably wondering, Kung Fu, how did you get access to The Verge? Well, I'm paying $5 for the entire year, so I don't mind. If it were Kotaku, it would be $5 for the entire year. Just like an onion. Phil Spencer, Microsoft's long-term Xbox chief, that should be Master Chief, Tom, you got that part wrong, made the decision to resign from Microsoft last year after a tough few years for Xbox. The giant Activision Blizzard, or ABK, acquisition for $69 billion. But the only reason why Xbox, under Uncle Phil Spencer's tenure, bought ABK because they wanted a bigger share of the cloud gaming space to increase competition against companies like Google and Sony by acquiring firsthand Call of Duty. But of course, we saw how Call of Duty went last year, didn't we? So that was a bit of a big mistake on Phil Spencer's part, huge mistake. Also, that caveat of buying ABK came along with Bobby Kotick.
Better than Captain Cuntface, too.
Spencer's decision led to months of careful successor planning. It was announced to the world on Friday, but it was supposed to be today. Oh my God.
We find it's always better to fire people on a Friday. Studies have statistically shown that there's less chance of an incident if you do it at the end of the week.
Poor decision making here, and I've got to blame Satya Nadella for all of this. Microsoft was forced to announce early because it started to leak, and IGN was planning to run a story according to sources familiar with the situation. That kicked off a day of chaos. I tell you what, in my time of being an observer, watching video game news, especially back in the 2000s where I was just watching and absorbing, but not thinking about becoming a YouTuber back then, I mean, to my mind now, it just blows everything out of the water. It's pretty incredible. And to call it a day of chaos, Tom, it's a bit of an understatement, but yeah, it's one of those shock waves that hasn't stopped reverberating, and I think it's going to carry on for a few months. I've also got some news for you by the end of this video, folks, regarding part 2 of the Xbox Developer Showcase. Stick around for that because you're going to like what I say about that. The team running Sarah Bond's social media accounts were so unprepared that a LinkedIn post inviting people to provide feedback about Xbox accessibility features went live just before her departure was announced. You mean her firing? It sat there for hours until Bond's team eventually posted her own memo. Yikes. Microsoft shared 4 memos to all their Xbox employees, rather like the 4 apocalyptic Xbox X-Men of the Xbox itself. That's so many Xboxes in one Pandora's box, folks. We're of course talking about Gears of War, Halo, Fable, and Forza Horizon. But here's the funny thing. Phil Spencer was the only one to mention Sarah Bond and nobody else. Satya Nadella, Microsoft Gaming EVP, Matt Booty, you know, the man that fails on the way up, which is an incredible mutant gift to have, because have you seen the size of Matt Booty's neck? They should have called him Matt the Neck Booty. I don't know how that would sound. And the new Microsoft Gaming CEO, Asha Sharma, all had kind words for Mr. Phil Spencer, but none whatsoever for Sarah Bond. How could this be? She's black. She might be occasionally beautiful. She chemically straightens her hair to look like a white woman's hair. But apart from all of that, folks, what could be the problem, you might be asking? Well, I'm going to share a few tidbits for you in a few seconds.
Because you're black.
So 6 months after Bond's promotion, Xbox exec Kareem Chowdhury, so probably a Muslim, who reported directly to Bond, departed Microsoft and triggered another shakeup. Some teams inside of Xbox said Chowdhury keeps Xbox backward compatibility support and helped bring cloud gaming to life as xCloud in 2019. Just weeks after Chowdhury departed, like that departed with Leonardo DiCaprio, former Xbox Master Chief Marketing Officer Jarrett West also left in June of 2024. That meant the Xbox marketing team was now reporting directly to Bond. I can kind of smell a bit of a pattern here. A month later, Microsoft delivered a marketing campaign that signaled people didn't need to buy an Xbox console anymore. The message was that you don't need an Xbox to play an Xbox. This is all part of the Xbox Everywhere strategy that Bond had been pursuing, a vision to move Xbox and his brand beyond the gutter and his roots in console hardware. Months later, this is an Xbox campaign launched with commercials that positioned a phone or a tablet as an Xbox instead of just a console. It was a confusing campaign, and I'm told it offended many Xbox employees internally. This is an Xbox also debuted months after Bond appeared on stage at the Bloomberg Tech Summit. And boy, wasn't that a bombshell, or should I say bombshell. Oof. It still doesn't exist almost 2 years later. Although attempts to redefine Xbox were clearly tied to the mobile store efforts, Microsoft still went ahead with the "this is an Xbox" after the Thor was delayed. The pivot away from the console led by Bond under Spencer's direction hasn't gone well for Xbox. Microsoft's Xbox hardware revenue has declined for 3 financial years, and it looks like those declining revenues are going to continue through the fiscal 2026. Henderson said that in December 2024, he wrote that Bond had staked her career reputation on the idea of Xbox being everywhere, including your anus, across multiple platforms and devices. This also involved careful managing her image both internally and externally because she's black, making her appear to be a gamer like Phil Spencer. In reality, she wasn't. This is not news, Tom. Anybody with half a brain, and that includes me, could tell you not Spencer, but Bond was not a gamer. She wasn't. And that's the same thing with Asha Sharma. She ain't a gamer, bro. She's a gamer hoe.
We just see so much opportunity for growth in the gaming industry, in particular from creators in the UK.
Here's the damning paragraph. Most of the current and former Xbox employees I've spoken to in recent days are relieved that Bond is leaving Microsoft. I've heard from multiple sources that Bond had been tough to work with and built a reputational team structure that meant if you didn't follow the vision or questioned it, you were out. But ladies and gentlemen, I've got to give you a bit of an education right here. Ooh, I like outlining the gorgeous female curvy curves in my videos. But here's the thing, Satya Nadella, the Dhalsim lookalike from Street Fighter all over the place, is approaching 99 years of age. He looks good. Whatever potion and lotion that man is using, I want some of that myself. But here's the thing, do you think someone like him would stand to have Sarah Bond as the new Xbox gaming CEO? Of course not. And what's the simple answer to that? Because a lot of Indian people don't like mixing with the black people.
Shit, Negro, that's all you had to say.
I'm telling you, that is the truth. I know from personal experience. I've seen it happen with other people out there. Indian people in business like to recruit their own from within or from outside. Asha Sharma in the throne on her second day as Xbox CEO. Oh no, come on man, that is not a coincidence. I'm telling you, yes, I look like the crazy wild guy like Steve Martin with a bandana locked in his 4x2's jail cell, but it's true. In months to come, you're going to see that Asha Sharma was not the best pick to be CEO president of Xbox Gaming. Now, another thing that I heard on Colt Eastwood's live stream last night with Magman himself was this, that the Xbox Developer Showcase Part 1 that we had should have been 7 games, but they only showed 4 in the end, 4 or 3 I believe, and it kind of left a bit of a burger all over the place. Well, apparently there might be an announcement this week about another one that comes out maybe next week. It might even happen this weekend actually, because remember, this is the 25th year that Xbox celebrates gaming, and Asha Sharma is picking up the pieces that Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond have left behind for their behinds and her behind to scoop up. So how is she going to manage that? How is she going to reassure people like me and other Xbox fans out there that it's still worth investing your time in Game Pass, in the new Magnus Xbox console that's coming out next year, which is half PC, half game console? That's a bizarre narrative right there, isn't it, folks? And I'll tell you what, if she wants to win the crowd over, and I'm telling you, it's gonna take a lot to do that. First of all, Asha, my darling, if you're going to release that Magnus, you've got to sell it at the 2000s price. Yeah, we're talking like £300. Back in the day when anybody could put their hands in their pockets, pull out a wad of cash, go to your GameStop or your gaming center down in Croydon and pick up your brand new gaming console in a secure black bag, get on the train, chug all the way home, put it on, power it up. Oh, what a beautiful feeling, right? God, I'm choking with emotion. So that's one thing, and I'm waiting with bated breath to see what's going to happen, because we should have rightly have seen Gears of War E-Day gameplay. That's what we were kind of hoping to watch. The development showcase for Xbox. It never quite happened. But then again, insiders like Jez Corden was saying it's not going to get shown on there. Probably because they've maybe had it on the plate to go, but they've shelved it. So how are they going to make fans get maybe, do you know what? Part of me thinks that might have been done on purpose, because again, they might have known even as far back as January of this year that Uncle Phil Spencer was going to be leaving Microsoft, but not leaving in the way that you thought possible. And look, the other thing I've got to talk about here very quickly, folks, when Bethesda were bought by Microsoft for I think $7.5 billion back in 2020, around that time, 2019, 2020. It really boggles my mind that you have a developer like the Coalition with Gears of War, or formerly Black Tusk Studios, which I thought was the better name anyway, and Bethesda's own team behind the Doom games, right? The id Tech people. Why couldn't those two, before the merger was finalized, get those two teams in a room, smash out a brand new IP, incorporating the DNA of Doom and Gears of War, maybe a third-person action shooter, but having the hellish world of the Doom franchise? That's what you could have done. Now, I know as a simpleton like me, I make that sound easy by talking about it in my room, but in reality, that could have happened. So why did it not happen? They bought this company and then started firing their own employees at Microsoft, and eventually I think some Bethesda people went too. That's why when you watch Todd Howard in these interviews, he looks a little bit uneasy, right? But on that one, folks, if you were me and if I were you, I'll catch you catching me for the return of the next video. Oh, because she's black, folks. Play your Xbox anywhere, everywhere, every time.
Whatever you do, numbnuts, don't search for this term on Google. Got that? Thanks for watching Kung Fu Hot Dog. Don't forget to like and subscribe.